And that's a lot of times, man, the brothers become like real selfish. You know, there's a lot of I mean, I'm just speaking this in the spirit. I don't know of any things in particular. I'm just speaking this in the spirit. There's a lot of selfishness going on. You know, certain guys are real selfish, and it's all about them. Well, you're in the wrong thing, because this is a group thing. This is a church thing, a building thing. You know, I mean, each of us has to work out our own salvation, but at the end of the day, you know, we have a job to keep the unity of the faith, to keep the building together, to keep it edifying, to keep it building. You know, so if you have that selfish spirit, man, you got to check that spirit. All right, so now, verse 2. And if any man think that...
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give our praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. All right, this is Makazar from Trinidad.com. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. All right, you know, I was just listening to this video that Apostle Aram Lab did. You know, he was going through some topics, but, you know, the part that hit me was when he said that, you know, that brothers being selfish. You know, and sometimes we tend to be. All right. Sometimes we tend to be selfish, but we can't. We don't have that leisure to be selfish. All right. Because, as he said, this is our body. It's a group of men worshiping one Lord, one God. All right. And aiming for one common goal. All right, so there's not about, you know, let me make it to the end of the finish line first. No, we all have to make it to the finish line. We have to take care of each other. We have to be there for each other. We have to be one another's strength. All right, because we wouldn't always be strong. We would be weak at times, so we have to be each other's strength. All right, and as he was saying that, you know, a brother might be weak in his faith. Hey, with that brother weak in his faith, strengthen that brother. That brother might be out not having much cash. He help that brother. He might not have food, feed that brother. Not having clothes, clothe that brother. Yahweh Shai said that as much as you do unto one of these, you do unto me. All right, so we can't be selfish. All right, selfish is not one of the qualities that supposed to be scripture say let none of these things be heard among you. They can't be heard among us. All right, as men of the Lord being selfish. All right. And I want to look up the word selfish. When you look up the word selfish, selfish is an adjective. It says of a person, action, or motive lacking consideration for other people, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. So you're only concerned about you. This is not about you or me or I. This is about us. All right. 12,000 from each 12 tribes, making up 144,000 men. All right. Paul saying, do all things for the elect's sake, not for my sake, for the elect's sake. All right. The videos that we're doing, that is for the elect's sake. The work that we're doing, that is for the elect's sake, not for us. All right. When you receive a bit of knowledge, it's not just to go on a rant and say, no, I know this, I know that, and you don't know this. Guess what? We were set up to teach. All right, we were set up to teach. All right, being selfish is you receiving that knowledge and not wanting to teach. Where you might know certain breakdowns, but you might want to teach it to other brothers because you don't want these brothers to surpass you. Guess what? It's not about who can surpass who. It's about edifying the flock, feed the flock. And by you not doing that, you actually breaking the command that the Lord gave Peter: feed my sheep, feed my lamb. All right. You being a robber, you actually robbing the church. You actually robbing the church. Now, one of the other words I wanted to look up, all right, was the word family. All right? Because if we are a body and we are brothers, then guess what? We are family. All right? We are first fruits together with Yahweh Shai, so then we are family. All right, but when you look up the etymology of the word family, it means servants of a household. Didn't the scripture said in 1 Corinthians 4 that we are stewards of the household? We are servants of a household, from Latin familia, family servants, domestic, collectively, the servants of a household, thus also members of a household, their state property, the household including relatives and servants. Abstract noun formed from formulas servant or slave. Alright? So the word family actually goes back to mean servant or slave. Alright? Second paragraph, it says the Latin word rarely appears in the sense parents with their children. So the family is rarely used as parents with their children, but the more common usage or ancient usage of the word family goes back to what? Servant or slave. So we had to be servants of one another. And if we are servants of one another, just like Yahushua washed the disciples' feet, if we are servants of one another, we came here not to be ministered unto, but to minister. We're going to look after the flock. We're going to look after each other. We're not going to have selfish qualities. Because if you have selfish qualities, and if Yahushua had selfish qualities, then Yahushua would not bestow that greater love on us by laying down his life for his brothers. Alright, so we can't be selfish. We can't be thinking about ourselves. Alright? We can't be thinking about ourselves. You might be in a position where you could go a mile for a brother, but you don't even want to go half of an inch. You're thinking about yourself. Sometimes you might be sleepy, but if it's in your power to help a brother, help that brother. Alright? Now let's say you're in the position your brother called you, he need help, and you say, nah, I can't make, I'm tired, I'm sleepy. And then boom, you hear something happen to your brother. Guess what? Then you're gonna hold yourself guilty. You're gonna feel, somewhat responsible for what happened to your brother, because you might say within yourself, if you had only went to your brother's aid, then guess what? Your brother wouldn't have ended up in that position. So before that had to happen, before you take that mental strain, blaming yourself for what happened to your brother or what might or could happen to your brother, guess what? Just be your brother's keeper. Be a servant to your brother. If you consider yourself your brother's family, alright? If you consider yourself your brother's family, then be a servant to him, because that is what the word truly means. It means servant. Alright? It means servant. Alright? Just bear in mind a second. Alright, so this is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, hear this word that Yahweh had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. So now we're going to look up the word family here in the blue letter. Alright, let's look up the word family in the blue letter. The word family goes back to the Hebrew word mashapaka. It means what? Clan, family, tribe, people, nation, guild or guild, species, kind, aristocrats. So we are people of the same nation. We are people of the same clan. Alright? The scripture said the elect of the Most High, they are not all Israel, alright, that are of Israel. So now, if the elect are brothers together, then guess what? We make up, as the scripture said, our house of David. So then we being part of the whole elect, we are family. But as I said, you have to go back to the etymology. The etymology of the word mashapaka is shapaka, and ma is of. When you look up the word shapaka, which is the etymology of the word family, which is mashapaka, it means maid servant, slave girl. Maid servant as belonging to a mistress, to address speaker, humility. It says bond woman, maiden, woman servants, handmaidens, bondmen, servant, wench. Alright? So guess what? So we are servants of one another. We're supposed to serve each other. And if we consider ourselves family, alright, then guess what? We're supposed to serve one another and put away all our selfish ways. Let that selfish attitude not be named among us as becoming saints. Alright? Let us put away that selfish way. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. It says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion of the flesh, but by love serve one another." So don't use the liberty as an occasion of the flesh to serve yourself, but serve one another. Alright? Verse 14, "For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Alright? So the things that you will do for your neighbor, for yourself, do for your neighbor also. The scripture said, "No man hateth his own flesh." Alright? No man hateth his own flesh. So if you love the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, serve one another with love, serve one another. Alright? Don't do it, as an obligation, just because, the scripture said so, but do it because out of love. Alright? I want to look up the word serve. To be a slave. Alright? To literally or figuratively, involuntarily or voluntarily, be in bondage. Serve. So you have to serve or do service. Do service to each other. As men of the Lord. Alright? We have to do service one to another. Alright? We have to do service to each other as men of the Lord. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 14. It says, "Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient towards all men." So now the scripture said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But working out your salvation is also showing love. Alright? Now you wouldn't see a brother going into a ditch and leave him. Alright? You will turn your brother around. So you'll warn him that unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, comfort those that have doubt. Comfort them through the scriptures of the Most High. Support the weak. Let me look up the word support. Alright, so it playing up here. Let's look up the word weak. The word weak actually means what? And the base of G4599 means strengthless, literally or figuratively and morally, more feeble, impotent, sick, without strength, or weak. Yeah, support the ones that that seem like they running out of steam. Alright, don't just say, "Hey, look at that brother, he running out of steam, just leave him. He'll be out of the camp soon." Nah. Guess what? Because if you end up in that position where tribulation hit you so hard that you actually feeling down, that it might look to others that you falling on the truth, or probably you might be considering it because Satan plaguing in your mind. You would like if brothers return you to and establish you again in the faith. You would like if brothers do that. So then guess what? Do that for yourself. The scripture said, "As you will have men do unto others also." Alright? Be patient to all men. Put away that selfish way. Alright? So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great ministry that well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazah saying Shalom.